Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, and as well as social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. I hope everyone has been enjoying their week, ready for the weekend. It's been a day or so since the loss to Newcastle. Definitely a lot of things blowing up beyond that. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of things here, especially on Twitter, about discussions of Carrick's first loss, Kobe Mainu, the hype, stuff going back towards Amarim. Listen, there's also the Paul Scholes comments that just came out. Listen, last week I did an episode discussing the manager, and it's air quoted as Michael Carrick is the next manager. And I didn't say that Michael Carrick was going to be getting it based on what he's done. I said that he was going to be getting it based on the spin for them able to do it. I gave off 9 managers, I believe, in that, and I broke it down to 4 realistic possibilities, and then the 3, and then the final 2, and then just basically saying this is the reason why Michael Carrick will get it over them. It's not because of what he's doing. It is because they're going to say, well, we looked really hard. We looked at all these people, and we thought the best to keep the identity of Manchester United would be Michael Carrick. It's like that's how it's going to be. Listen, I was Amarim in the whole time, and seeing everyone now talk about this, and this, and jumping on it, like we know what this is. And let's not say this. It's not about one game. It's about the last couple games. It just didn't start on Carrick's first loss and everyone's jumping on him. We saw issues, like there was issues at Tottenham. We saw it at Fulham, West Ham, Everton. We saw it against Crystal Palace. We saw it against Newcastle. Everything that was there was leading up to that game. Was it leading up to a loss? Like I said, that Tottenham game we're probably drawing. If not, potentially losing, because Tottenham was the better team. They were the better team, but they got the red card. Fulham, we struggled. Fulham, and I always say Fulham is a tough opponent, but we let them in. We giving up goals. So there. Then we go to Everton after a break. Rubbish start. Definitely steps behind. Everton were definitely better. We took advantage of a counter where they just weren't. There was not enough defenders. We took advantage of that. A great a one-play counter and go. West Ham struggle. They did. Like we did. West Ham were out beating us, out moving us. We had to get an extra goal to draw it. And then Crystal Palace, again, another red card. And it was a questionable red card, in my opinion. And people say we were taking over in the second half. They were down a person, Crystal Palace, and to be fair, they had opportunities to move through. They still moved through our midfield with 10. And let's not get to Wednesday where basically for 45 minutes there were 10 men and they still didn't do anything. The same players that were the ones that we talked about, the same 10 men. When is everyone going to hold the players accountable instead of the manager? But the things that have changed is this. The intensity has gone. They reduced the training because they said they needed more time to recover. Well, we've seen what's happened here, and it's a joke. We're seeing the players FC doing it. Like, and I said the one episode, I think everyone, even Bruno's got to go. If we're going to do a proper clean out, Bruno's got to go. Everyone's got to go. Just be done with it. Like, and then everyone who's been hyping and hated Amarim for about Kobe Mainu has not played well in the last 5 games. They show up when it's the big team, but when we need them the most to show up and be fantastic, they don't. These games are a testament to show the mentality of how weak our players are, and the testament to the board that's been failing. Again, and I've been doing stuff on Twitter and stuff, and I've been replying to some people's posts. But there's issues at this club. And I like how everyone's now going after. Everyone's always going to have an opinion, including ex-players. What Scholes posted the other day wasn't wrong, and it's not about one game. It's about what's going on the last couple. Everyone's like, "Oh, how is he going to respond to the next game?" He hasn't even responded to the poor play of what's been happening. Darren Fletcher saw what was going on. Amram was always honest with us with what's going on. The board didn't like it. They didn't. That's why I'm saying they're going to be going for Carrick, because Carrick's probably just going to be there and be a puppet. And no other manager is going to want to do that. Same with Roberto Martinez. Same with everyone. You can say Ancelotti is going to be there. You think they're going to win toe-to-toe with Ancelotti, this board? You think that Sir Jim, Jason Wilcox, and Omar Barada think they're going to have a one-up on Batman? Come on. They won't be able to do anything. And same with any other man. They're going to try and have control, but they're failing. And the Glazers are part of it too. Let's not hide behind that. The Glazers are just, they're there. We're $1.3 billion in debt, ladies and gentlemen. Like, look who's causing it. There's issues here. And the players are to blame too. Like, it's the truth. Like, if you look at it here, the players, we can talk about the Bruno's chances. That's great. Cool. We still lost. I was harsh on everyone on Wednesday, and I don't care about someone creating chances. We still lost 2-1. We still lost 2-1. Bruno gave some opportunities, but we still lost 2-1. I don't like what a person does in the game is great. If we'd won, cool. I would have praised it, but we lost. And what's the excuse? Not enough training, lack of training. They're gone until next Tuesday, because they're not in the FA Cup because they didn't bother to show up. I've had these episodes before where I've gone on a rant. And you have Evra calling out all these ex-players. You're right. Some of them do critique, and Gary Neville is the biggest to blame. And Paul Scholes recently, except for Wednesday, Wednesday's the only one I would agree with, but everything else beforehand is not. I've disagreed with him, but Wednesday he was wrong. He wasn't wrong. Scholes was never wrong. It wasn't about the one loss. It was about the last couple of games, and the games showed how bad they were. When everyone thinks, "Oh, Carrick's just got their one loss," people are spinning it and flipping the script. Like, it's bad. Like, everyone knows how we are as a club. And listen, I love our club, but you have to see in between the lines. Everything that we're seeing here in this win streak is the same issues that we had under Amram. Players just not showing up when it matters the most. They didn't show up against Everton when there was Carrick was Amram was very open about the critiques of the players. He wasn't wrong. Like, everyone talks about his loss to Grimsby. I never said that was on him. I've never said that on Amram. The loss on Grimsby was on the players. It was. The loss on Everton was on the players. You had opportunities. And again, Amram and Carrick is probably the same way. But Carrick's just a caretaker. Literally, that's all he is. There's no guarantee, and people want to give him the job. No, I wouldn't give him the job, because he's not improving anything. The players have gone down. The intensity has gone down. You're seeing it here. Again, it wasn't one game. It's been more than one game. Cool. The results have hidden that. Well, actually, results haven't hidden it. The results have covered it up, to say the least. The results have covered it up. And we're here to say it. And I've said it in episodes when I said Crystal Palace, we struggled in the win. We didn't dominate the win. If we dominated, it would have been a higher score. Yes, it would have been a higher score. But they're not playing whatever. Same with Everton. Same with, Newcastle was down to one person. They couldn't do anything. Newcastle didn't look like they were down a person. It looks like we were down a person. We failed. The squad is still failing. Like, it's great that we're sitting in third. Great. And I've mentioned it before. Third doesn't mean shit right now. It's third if we screwed it up and lost it at the final week of the prep. Sorry for my language, but it's the truth. There are so many issues here that nothing's been done. The midfield still got overran. I don't care if Kobe's the next so-and-so. Kobe has not been playing well. Casemiro didn't play well. Our midfield still got ran through. We're not getting anything to our striker. Yes, Bruno can create chances, but sometimes Bruno wasn't the best. Bruno is the reason why they scored their first goal, giving up that penalty. There was a lot of issues, and it hasn't been one game. It hasn't been. And players are playing in the same position that they want, and they're still failing. A result can cover up that, but everything was leading up to Wednesday's loss. It was. Everything was leading up to it. The slow starts, the inability. Because again, you got to look at it here. United have been going down. They were down to Crystal Palace first. They needed help. It's the truth. They needed help. And even that red card in Newcastle was kind of, that was questionable. That ref was handing out certain things, but that red card was still questionable. But it showed here that United thought they could just cakewalk it with the man advantage, because they didn't do it against Crystal Palace. There was no cakewalk. There were struggles, and the struggles still continue. The question is now, is after this loss, going into Aston Villa next week, can they rebound? Aston Villa is struggling. Guess what? United might be winning, but they're struggling too. That's the thing. It's just those that are around them are just, when we're playing terrible and getting those advantages, those handouts, there you go. So, but yeah, listen, there's still plenty of stuff that need to be done. There is. And you can say, Carrick hasn't got his signings yet. Carrick's not going to be here. He shouldn't be here. As a matter of fact, Wilcox and Barada shouldn't be here this summer, and Sir Jim should be selling his shares and getting out. That's what should be happening this summer. As long as, while we're clearing out, like Delo, Shaw, like as much as like Maguire's turned it around, Maguire needs to go, like they all need to flip and go. They do. So, but yeah, it's been issues after issues after issues. So, but yeah, it's just a problem. Like, and it's there. I don't want to keep being repetitive, but, and the thing too, the feedback that Scholes has been getting, like, yes, there's been some things that Paul Scholes has been saying, and Nicky Button on their podcast. Yes, Gary Neville as well. Roy Keane says stuff too, and sometimes he's on it. Sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you don't. Rio spins everything. Evra is sometimes honest, but at the same time too, like, but the criticism was there. The issues were not, like, they were right for this one time because there was issues. But the thing is too, we shouldn't be focusing on what those guys are doing. We should be looking at what's actually happening. What they're saying is actually on the pitch. The issues are there. They're not turning on Carrick. They're just honest about what had happened. But you shouldn't be holding his hand because he's the manager. Guess what? They're not doing anything. The players got what they wanted. He's a caretaker. He's the Ineos's puppet, so on and so forth. But yeah. So it is what it is, but nothing's going to change yet, and nothing's going to change this summer. Will Carrick still probably be the manager that they're going to choose? Probably, and it's going to be spinned. It's going to be spinned like, well, we looked at all these managers. We just like what he had done. And that's the one thing that sucks. We like what he has done. There's nothing there's nothing I'm liking right now. Great. Like, the only two things I liked is what they did in Arsenal and City. Didn't like what was going on at Tottenham. I didn't like what was going on at Fulham. Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wednesday against Newcastle. Not like, yeah, Tottenham, Fulham, Everton, West Ham, Crystal Palace, and Newcastle. 6 games. You're starting to see everything. You saw it from the Tottenham game, you saw it in Fulham, you saw it at West Ham, you saw it at Everton, you saw it You saw it at Crystal Palace and you saw it Wednesday. This has been 6 games leading to problems. And again, it's not about one game. It's about the last few. And that's what's been going on. So it's up for you to think how everything is going on. And yeah, like I've seen the posts. You're seeing people bringing up Amarim. You're seeing posts. You're seeing quotes of what Amarim discussed about that. You're seeing fan channels discussing everything that's been going on. They're not wrong about Kobe Mainu. They weren't wrong. Like it wasn't there before. Amarim was with them every day. He saw what was going on. But you had the media splitting up, and people are just highlighting 2 games. 2 games. I was going to say I should pull up my rankings. My ratings, sorry, not my rankings. Let's see if I can find them here. Let's see, that's February 23rd. Let me go to just to check the schedule here. Go back to the fixtures. When did we play Man City? January 17th. So I should have done my episodes then. January 17th. Just got to go back through my emails for my player ratings. I don't have my social media set up here right now. Kind of screwing up everything. Nope, keep going back. Let's see if I can find it. 17th, 15th, 17th. There we go. Yes, 17th. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, Mainu. Yeah, Mainu I get a 6.5. Just above average. Let's go to the next game after that, because I should have had one after. Tilsonburg. When was Man City? The 20th. So yeah, Arsenal the 25th. Nope. 25th. 25th. Yeah, Manu I gave a 6.5. Then Fulham, which was February 1st. Oh, yeah, that was a double header. Yeah, Manu I gave I think Manu I gave 3 straight 6.5s. Let's check out my next one. When did we play Tottenham on the 7th? Did I not send anything back? Did I not input my player ratings? Oh, the 9th. There we go. Yeah, we gave Manu a 7.5. Just taking a look here. I do apologize if there is a little bit of dead air. Nothing. And okay, so after Tottenham, we played West Ham on the 10th. I should have done something after the 10th, right? More. 10th. Here we go. 10th. Yeah, Manu 5.5. And when did we play Everton? Which was 23rd. Here we go, 23rd. Menu, another 5.5, back-to-back 5.5s. And then going. So it's the 23rd, which means we had a game on March the 1st. Let's go here. Gave Manu a 6. And then, yeah, Monday 5.5. No, Monday I gave him. Or sorry. No, I gave him a 5. And actually, that's 6 that I gave him at Crystal Palace. I think it was just generous to everyone because we got the win. It's, yeah, and it's not just them. Like, everyone else, like, don't get me wrong, I was giving our ratings at the beginning, but after that, you saw some issues. So, but again, it's not just about one game. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll try to be back on the weekend, either tomorrow or Sunday. I will be back Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Because on the 14th, we have a double header. Literally 2 matches going on at once. We have United versus Villa in the men's squad, and then United versus Chelsea in the League Cup, all happening at the same time. So I will be doing a double feature stream. Hopefully I can somehow get that working. I don't know how that's going to work out. It's not going to be. It will be interesting, to say the least. So, but yeah, I'll be back then. But yeah, there's just a lot of problems going on, and it's not just by one game. It's a lot. So, but yeah, enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and then on Instagram, TikTok, and X through social media. Again, enjoy your weekend. I will talk to you guys possibly Sunday, if not on Tuesday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.